Greetings everyone, welcome back to Blade Bias. Today is a partially sad day, and I will explain why in just 1 second, because today we say goodbye to the Nemesis V2. At long last, kind of, because I have been saying that I am going to sell this thing for literal years now. I remember after the first Blade show I went to, not the first Blade show, sorry, because I got this after the first Blade show I went to, but I remember a year later, I made a video called Will I Keep It? And it was about the Nemesis V2 and how I wanted to sell it. And every single time I say that, I've said it on stream, I've said it in these videos, every time I kind of make my mind up and say, hey, I'm going to sell it, I never do. And now, in the culmination of all irony, I sell it officially this time, directly after making a video saying that I probably won't sell it and that I really enjoy it now. Which is really sad. The tune that I got from NRB was great, and I really appreciate him doing that. But the ultimate truth of the matter was, after that video was recorded, I flipped it for another day, and then it kind of went back to the same place it always has been in my collection. It kind of just sits there. And if anything, that week or so that I spent without the Nemesis V2, when I sent it off to NRB to be tuned, kind of showed me that I don't really miss it that much. In fact, there was a time where I looked in my case and I saw the empty place where it normally was, and it took me an abnormally long amount of time to figure out what was missing from that slot. And I think that really just showed me that this thing, it is finally time for it to go. Another reason is because I'm finally reinvesting it somewhere else within the channel. Partially. This computer has been my main computer in all of the videos that I've recorded because I built it, whoopsies, in 2017. And I think it's finally time for an upgrade. Spending 15 minutes to render a 10-minute video probably isn't the standard, especially when I'm only recording in I'm only recording these videos, I think, in 1440p. So, yeah, it hasn't really been great. So I decided to finally pull the trigger this Black Friday and get basically all new parts. Everything except the GPU is going to be replaced. And I realized that I could fund that purchase with selling just a few ballad songs that I didn't really use that much anymore. Among them, the saddest of them was, of course, the Nemesis, but I think, as I said before, it's something that I will be able to live without, because while I do love the Nemesis, while it has served me very, very well, and while it is one of my favorite designed ballad songs of all time, honestly, this design language, the lines, the dots, this like slightly curved blade, it's beautiful, it's amazing, but it's time for it to go. It's time for me to reinvest it into other places. It's time for someone else to be able to enjoy this thing. I am only sorry that it is so close to NRB retuning it for me, because it has improved my enjoyment of it quite a bit. But I think that me sending it off to him also really did show that I was ready to let it go. So this will be one of the first times I sell a ballad song that's kind of like important to my ballad song history in a long time. Last time I really did it was the Squid Trainer, and while I don't regret selling the Squid Trainer, there are days that I miss it. Not too much, but enough. And I'm hoping the same won't really be true for this, because the Nemesis provides a really unique experience. So I wanted to make one final video kind of categorizing what it has felt like to me, because it's always been a very unique flipper. It feels neutral yet handle biased at the same time, and that comes down to the incredible amount of end weight, the incredible amount of tip weight. Creates an outer weighted distribution, which feels really, really nice to fan, but also 0G, also rollover, and all of the above. It's a really solid ballad song. It's a little thin. I don't really like how thin it is. And I kind of don't really like how heavy it is. It's a 4.3 ounce ballad song, which doesn't sound heavy at all, but I think it just feels a little heavier than it actually is. But yeah, I really have loved this thing, even though I haven't flipped it as much as I really should, and that ultimately is why it's getting sold. But it has served me well. It's been a very good design. NRB really took care of me. Solaire Flare, the person who put the ano on this and the acid wash on the old blade that used to be on this, really served me well. The whole thing has just been really, really awesome. And I am very, very excited to have been able to have it for so long. So an unfortunate day, selling off the Nemesis V2, saying goodbye to a balisong that I learned quite a few tricks on. One of my first ever titanium balisong. One of my first favorite balisongs. Yeah. It has quite a history. And now it's ready to have a history with someone else. So I hope, to the person out there who bought it, I'm sure you're probably watching this video. I hope you enjoy it. I hope it gets to you safe. And I hope you really love it for years to come. But for everyone else, I think that's about it for the Nemesis V2. Thank you all for watching. I actually won't say thank you for watching just yet, because what I think I want to do later on in December when the voting, we'll see how this goes. So let me know if you've made it this far, what you think of this idea. But later on in December, after the Bally Awards has ended, because I don't want to influence votes or anything, I think I might do a week-long upload extravaganza where we go and look back at some of the best or most influential balisongs this year. Take a look once a day for a week at things like the Sasori, the Cheese, the Baikal, I guess the Vault Pro, technically, the Orion V1.5, the Sirius V4, the Thomas Astra, the BB Barracuda V2, not the Superfly that didn't come out this year. Stuff like that came out this year. We'll take a look at it and kind of do like a 2024 roundup. And there's a few other videos that I need to get out before 2024 ends. And then we will start off next year with the giant collection video, hopefully. We won't start it off, but, you know, early next year we'll do the giant collection video talking about what I've gotten, what I've lost since the last time that we've done it. But for right now, I think that just about does it. The Nemesis V2 signing off. I really am going to miss this thing. It really is a sweet balisong. But ultimately, everything else in my collection just ends up being a little more sweet and taking up a little bit more of my time. I'm really enjoying flipping this right now, but as soon as I go over to something different, like the Thomas Astra, yeah, it just fits me a lot more. All right. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Later, guys. Peace.